The previous technology tidbit talked about NearPod, the big picture. Now we're going to get into the details. So first I'm going to log in. Once I've logged in, I can go to a number of different places. My library takes me to presentations I've already created. Explore allows me to look at what other people have created. Some are free, some you have to purchase. Create allows me to create a new presentation, and reports gives me data from previous presentations. So first we're going to create a presentation. I'm going to create a new presentation, and I am going to do it with existing PowerPoint slides. You can also do it with a PDF, or you can create them from scratch. But many of us already have a whole bunch of PowerPoint slides that we've created. So let me grab my slides and drag them in. It uploads them to NearPod. I'm going to click OK. It processes it. If you have lots of slides, it might take a few minutes. Here's my slides. Those that say NearPod on them are the standards that come with it. I'm going to select that and delete the slides because I don't need them. And here are my slides. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some interactivity between my slides. So the first question I'm going to do is going to be between slides 2 and 3, and I am going to add an activity. I'm going to ask an open-ended question and ask my students to define collaboration. Now I'm going to drag that between the slides that I want it to be. I want it to be here. And then between 4 and 5, I'm going to add a new slide. And this time, I'm going to add an activity. And it's going to be a poll. And save it. And I'm going to put that after my communication slide. There we go, we'll put it right there. Actually, I'm going to ask 2 more questions. I'm going to add a slide that is a quiz question. And I'm going to, so I put my question, my possible answers, and I'm going to put, because this is a quiz, I have to choose which is the correct answer. I can add multiple questions to my quiz if I want to. For right now, it's just going to be a 1-question quiz. And I'm going to put that here by my brain picture. And finally, I'm going to add 1 more slide. And I'm going to wrap up my presentation with a drawing activity. I can have them draw on top of an image if I want to, or I can have them just have a blank slate. So I'm going to find a picture that I want to put in there. I put my picture in there and let me save it. Now my presentation is ready to be published. I have to click the publish button before I can use my presentation with students. Click publish, give it a name, give it a grade level, and now it will show up in my library so that I can use it with my students. If you go to your library and your presentation is not available, that is because you have not published it. If you want to go back and edit a presentation, so let me go back to my home screen. So just imagine I just logged in to NearPod, and I want to edit maybe one of my presentations. If I go back to create, all of my presentations are there, and I can select it to edit it. but it's going to remind me once I start editing that this is a published presentation. So I have to be sure that I want to edit that published presentation. I can also go, when I go to my home screen, if I go to my library, all of my published presentations will be there. So now I can select my presentation and do a live session. And we're ready to go. These days, nothing is completely free. Everything I've shown you so far, as of October 27th, 2014, are free choices in NearPod. Let me show you some of the things that are not free. I'm here back at my home screen, and when I go to create, some of the parts of presentations are not free. So if I go to add a slide, you'll see that web content is a premium, which means you pay for it. And if you go to add activities, matching pairs, that activity is a paid option as well. When you go to add content, this is not something we've talked about before, but this is where you would add video, or where you could make slides from scratch or create a slideshow. However, for whatever reason, audio and a PDF viewer and a live Twitter stream are all premium content. In addition, when I go back to my home screen, when you go to Explore, there is some free content, which is content created by others that you can borrow and modify. So you'll see here the top free, and you can go to View More. But there are also paid options as well. Now that we've built a presentation, one of the key components of NearPod for formative assessment is the reports. Let's take a quick look at some of the reports from presentations that I have done in the past. So I've done one on the quotes presentation, and you'll see that I have run it many times. This one had 33 students that were participating in the presentation. Let me click on it to take a good look at what I have here. So here are all of my students in as a summary. So let's take a look at the poll that we did and see what their answers are. And I can look at those results. I can look at their open-ended responses, and I can look at their drawings as well. One of the great things I can do is I can look at the PDF of the entire session, and I can print that out, save it to my computer, and that will give me the results in one nice document. So let's just take a quick look at that. And there are my results. Still currently free. The other tools, as you see in the downloads, by student, are part of the Premier package.